Hey folks, Sam Solo here, Kilo Zero Foxtrot Yankee Romeo. I have taken the 3-hour drive down here to Haswell, Colorado at the Plissner Radio Telescope site. We are going to be doing the European DUBUS Earth Moon Earth contest starting kind of later this evening and then into tomorrow because the moon is going to be just barely over the horizon, maybe 30-ish degrees. We're going to be doing the Earth Moon Earth during the day tomorrow on the Plissner Radio Telescope. So let's get started. All right, this is still the current setup for this Earth Moon Earth. We have the dish here, and then we have the trailer where the radios are located, and then all around me are the other antennas for the site. And so I'm standing underneath a phased, I believe it's 40-meter phased array. I'll get more information on that. Then we have this dish here. There's going to be a second one like that. It's going to be over near the fence line. They're going to try to use that later on in order also to track, I believe, the pulsars with it. It's some other type of low-level communication. You see the radio tower back here in the distance, right here. This is the one we put the 6-meter Yagi on. Wow, that's really hard backwards. And then the bunker is that way, about 600 feet. And that's where we have the remote station. When we're operating, you operate from your house and you can contact the remote station over there. And it's got the 1500 watt amplifier in it and so forth. But our goal this coming day or two is to do the dish here with the Earth Moon Earth. This area here where they cleared out the plot, that's where the building is going to go. The building that they got the grant for. And so all of this stuff is going to move out of this ancient trailer and is going to go into that building. And so there should be room for a conference area, maybe some off the side kind of office things if we're going to do classes. There'll be the remote station area as well as the radios for the dish are going to be in that building that's going to be right here. And so that's kind of what we're looking at on the site. All right, I'm standing at the base of the platform where all of the work is done in order to change out stuff in the center of the dish. And so we're going to be operating on 1.2 gig or the 23 centimeter band, frequency range about 1296 megahertz, 1296 megahertz. And so they had to change out the feed line for that. And so Ray goes up the scaffolding with a harness on, clips in, and then he changes out and connects the feed line. In addition, we're going to be using a couple of different radios. One of them is an IC 705, just like I have. And so he's going to be set in the 28 megahertz range, and is going to be sending information to his transverter, which is going to be set up here in the feed. And so his transverter and an amplifier that's going to boost it to 300 watts will be set up in the center here in the feed so that there's no line loss. And then the cabling is going to go into the shack here, which is going to be the trailer. And that's where his radio will be set on 28 megahertz. And then it transverts up here in the feed to 1296 megahertz and then is boosted out at 300 watts. That's the idea and the plan. And so they just got the feed line changed out. We need to put the rest of the equipment up there and then should be able to test the system.
Wow.
That was easy.
Wow. All right. You see how I got right Doppler?
Yeah.
Right? It's 2S is D. Compressor, 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
You have special echo effects or what?
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 moon moon moon.
Jeez.
CQ, this is Kilo Zero Papa Radio Tango. November Oscar Zero Tango. That's it. My job is done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Kilo Zero Foxtrot Yankee Romeo. That's awesome.
That was
Okay, I'm
700.
gonna do mine too. Just
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take a picture here. I'll get the video.
You're gonna get a video.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, here it is. Tell me when you're ready.
Ready? CQ Whiskey Tango Zero Delta X-ray.
You sound better than IHF sometimes.
Yeah.
So it checks out a couple things. The SWR and transmit port is great. Number 2, we're right at the focal point. And number 3, we have a plenty power there. So everything is working. So I don't.
All right, we are slewing on the moon. You just heard the return echoes of our own voices bouncing off the moon. The system is working great right now. I mean, we can hear SSB clear as day, almost better than HF, bouncing off the moon with the dish. And so we're following the moon with the dish. And we have an IC705, which is running 10 watts. It's going into the feed up here, into the center part where they placed his transverter equipment. It's being boosted to 300 watts on 1296. So we were broadcasting on 28 megahertz, and it's being transverted to 1296 megahertz and then amplified to 300 watts. And Ray, AA0 Lima, which I believe is his call sign, I'll make sure, but Ray said that would be putting out roughly about 40-ish plus dB of gain with this dish, which makes our effective isotropic radiation pattern, or EIRP, I think, 10 million watts focused at the moon. And so with that 10 watt radio and a 300 watt amplifier and that 60-foot dish focusing the beam, we're getting effective isotropic radiated power of 10 million watts hitting the moon right now. And so you heard the voices, so you can't get better than that. That's pretty awesome for a single sideband and CW contest. And so we're ready to go. I think it should start maybe in another hour or two. I have to check the time with those guys. But right now, everything is working great with all the feed line and everything set up. And so we're ready to do this Earth, Moon, Earth contest.
Zero Papa Radio Tango. Kilo Zero Papa Radio Tango. Kilo Zero Papa Radio Tango. CQ, CQ, CQ. Kilo Zero Papa Radio Tango. Over, 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 over. Yep. Roger, 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 Roger. Kilo Bravo 2, Sierra Alpha. This is Kilo Zero Papa Radio Tango. Roger, Roger, Roger. I copy you 5 and 7, 5 by 7, 5 and 7, 5 by 7. Grid Square Delta Mike 88, Delta Mexico 88, DM 88. Report is 5 and 7. Kilo Bravo 2 Sierra Alpha. This is Kilo Zero Papa Radio Tango. Over, over, over.
Tango, over, over, over.
only 1.9 meter dish.
What?
Roger, 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 Bill. Roger, Roger. Thank you very much. Thank you. All copied here. Thanks for the QSO. 7-3 to you, and I hope to work you in the contest. Kilo Bravo 2 Sierra Alpha. This is Kilo 0 Papa Radio Tango 7373. Bye bye.
7373. Bye bye.
You said 1.9 meter dish.
Yes, he has a 1.9 meter dish, but 1 kilowatt. Well, of course, he's going to receive us, but because he has a 1 kW, we're receiving him.
I get it.
Which is about 5 dB gain more, power more than us. You want to work him? Seven three.
All right, I'm going to flip this around in a minute, but we're trying to get slow scan TV off of the moon bounce from the station we just got, KB2SA.
But anyway, he told me, I told him that we were going to be looking at me.
Yeah, Paul filled me in a little bit on the.
You know a little bit.
Yeah.
I know enough to understand what you're talking about.
Good. Anyway,
Thank you. Right here the picture. Kilo Bravo 2 Sierra Alpha.
SSTV off the moon.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
All right, contest is going to start in an hour. We are slewing the antenna back over to the scaffolding so he can put the cover over the feed, because tonight there's a possibility of snow up in the mountains, which of course the mountains are going to be this way. And so if there's going to be snow up there, by the time it gets down here, it may end up being light rain. And so they're going to put the cover over the tip of the feed, so hopefully the stuff in the inside doesn't get wet. And so they're just trying to slew the antenna back down so that it's sitting horizontal to the ground. And then he'll get up on the tower and he'll put the cover over the feed. All right, here at the Plissner Radio Telescope, like we talked about earlier, I'm here with Ray, Alpha Zero Lima, and we're going to talk a little bit about what this site was used for originally. So what was the purpose of the dish?
National Bureau of Standards built this site in the 50s, and they wanted to measure and study tropospheric scatter for the ballistic missile early warning system, and they also originated radio signals from Pikes Peak, Cheyenne Mountain, and Fort Carson, all the way to Fayetteville, Arkansas. And this was the first site along the road to Fayetteville, and they measured all kinds of propagation on UHF and microwave frequencies at this site. And then they also came up with the FCC's ruling on the spacing of amateur, or not broadcast radio stations, FM stations, and TV. So this site was part of that original study.
And when did they close that?
1972 they quit using, or 1974 they quit using the site, and then in 1984 put it up for sale.
Okay, and then as I understand it, it went to a private owner, and he had some type of business where he would buy old World War II equipment?
Yes, he was actually in radar work during the Second World War, and at the end of Second World War he started a business, and he bought up all kinds of turrets from battleships and all kinds of things. He would sell them from all kinds of big radar antennas and all kinds of things like that, war surplus stuff. And his name was Mr. Plissner, and he had Radio Research Incorporated or something like that was his company, and he bought this site. I tried to buy
84.
it in 84.
Okay.
I tried to buy it, but he was the high bidder, I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
And so
And so he kept it. Was he trying to sell it himself?
Yes, he tried to sell it, lease it, rent it, scrap it, do everything he could, but he just couldn't make any. Nobody was interested in this site, and so it sat here all those years until 2008.
And in 2008, did something happen? How did y'all know to ask for the dish at the time?
This group, Deep Space Exploration Society, had 2 dishes that they used north of Boulder. There's 2 dishes are still there today. But after 9/11 and Homeland Security came, they took over and kicked us off. So some of the guys got wind of this site sitting down here, still not being used. And so they talked to Mr. Kushner, and he donated it to us. So the Deep Space Exploration Society now owns the dish.
Oh, that's
5
good.
acres of this.
And the 5 acres that it's sitting on.
Right.
And then behind us, where we can see the land is already kind of plowed. They're planning on, that's where the building is going to go. That you got the grant for, and who was the grant through?
Oh, I forget the numbers. It's Amateur Radio Digital Corporation, but I don't remember just exactly
right. Okay, and that was for $300,000. Is it just for that building?
Yes, and some improvements here as well.
Okay.
Some improvements, parts for the new interferometer dishes that we're putting in, and some parts for the dish itself up here, new encoders for it, and things like that,
Nice.
But it's mostly for the building.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think that'll be great instead of that trailer.
Oh, yes. Trailer has served us well, but it's awful small.
And so currently, when we're not doing Earth, Moon, Earth, what is the dish used for?
Well, I like to put it that as long as there are hams down here interested in doing something with it, like tropospheric scatter or something of that sort, or long haul microwave work, as long as there's not any of that going on, it's doing radio astronomy.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is get it into a mode where, even though we have to leave the dish kind of stowed, we don't move it unless there's somebody down here to watch it.
Right.
But we can still leave it slightly tilted off of straight up, and so we can take a look at a large portion of the sky, and as the Earth rotates, the dish remains fixed, so it reads the radio energy at a particular frequency, in any frequency, depending on the feed antenna, and we study it, and we record that.
And so then you get it, like, as it passes every day in the same area, you get like an overall scan every day of the same spot.
Yeah,
that's
and you
good.
can actually make a map of the sky that way by moving it. You come down here in a couple of days or a week, move it a little couple of degrees or something like that, depending on the frequency, and then you can make a map of the sky,
And as far as we were talking about earlier, in the 2 that were in Boulder, they were only receive?
Yes, because the site's a quiet site.
Okay.
It doesn't allow transmissions from there.
And so this is one of the only active dishes of those original 6 that actually transmits as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, there's only 3 dishes like this.
Okay.
All the other sites had different equipment.
Okay.
This was the one with the big dish.
All right, just got out of here the morning of the next day. This is contest should have started about 10 minutes ago. It is lightly snowing, and so we'll see what happens. Totally overcast, and so sky is completely overcast, and got a little bit of snow just started, and so we're gonna see what it sounds like today. CQ contest. This is Kilo 0 Papa Radio Tango. Kilo 0 Papa Radio Tango.
Kilo 0 Papa Radio Tango.
All right, it's mid-morning, still snowing a little bit here. And I started recording late, or one of the other guys started recording late when I jumped on. And as I called out, and again, we're doing Kilo 0 Papa Radio Tango for Kushner Radio Telescope. And as I started calling out, got a return back, Oscar Kilo 1, Kilo India radio, and he is in the Czech Republic. And so made a single sideband Earth, Moon, Earth with the Czech Republic. So that was pretty cool, but unfortunately didn't get that part of it recorded. So we'll see if we can get on, if I can get another one here in a little bit. CQ contest. This is Kilo 0, Papa Radio Tango. Kilo 0, Papa Radio Tango.
Kilo 0, Papa Radio Tango.
We're operating on 10 meters, 28 megahertz. And that, again, is going up to the transverters being changed over to 23 centimeters or 1296. There is a Doppler shift based off of where we transmit, it hitting the moon, our movement, and when it comes back down to us as an echo. And so on the 705, there's a button that compensates for that called Delta Transmit. And when you click on the Delta Transmit, you can set the Doppler effect to get your return echo to you. If we did not set that and we just left it where it was, we probably wouldn't hear any echo at all. And so I'm looking at a program. This is, let me pull it up here. It is an Earth, Moon, Earth program. Anyway, it says EME on the top. And let me turn the camera around. All right, so I've got this program, Earth, Moon, Earth. And right down here at the bottom, it says Doppler with the shift of 1830 hertz. And so here on Delta Transmit on the radio, I have to have that set at 1.83 hertz in order to hear my echo. Kilo 0, Papa, Radio Tango. And so if I don't have that Doppler shift in there, then I wouldn't be able to hear that echo return. And so let me see if I can try to demonstrate that without the Doppler shift. Kilo 0, Papa, Radio Tango. You see how off that is? How far off that is? And so the further away it would get, the more I wouldn't probably be able to hear anything that's coming out of the radio at all. Kilo 0, Papa, Radio Tango. It sounds just like muffled stuff, right? So I turn the Doppler shift back on. I'm now should be at 1.84. Kilo 0, Papa, Radio Tango. And so that's with the shift or the movement and where we are when the bounce comes back. That's why we have to have that Doppler effect in there. Roger, Roger, Roger. I'm copying Kilo Alpha 1 Golf Tango. Kilo Alpha 1 Golf Tango. Kilo Alpha 1 Golf Tango. You are 55, 55, 55 to Kilo 0 Papa Romeo Tango. Kilo 0 Papa Romeo Tango. Kilo 0 Papa Romeo Tango in Colorado. Moonbounds, Kilo 0, Foxtrot, Yankee Romeo.
Kilo 0, Foxtrot, Yankee Romeo.
All right, so I think this is going to bring my second Earth, Moon, Earth experience to a close. I have to go back to the QTH because I am flying out to Montana tomorrow morning, and so these guys will still be doing the contest. It goes all the way until, I think, 2400 UTC on Sunday. This is only Saturday. And so the moon's going to set here probably about 9 p.m. or so, maybe 10 p.m. And so it'll be past the horizon. They won't be able to do it anyway. And so they'll be back in the morning and operate again until 2400 UTC on Sunday. And so all in all, single sideband contacts, I was able to get that first station. It's already slipped my mind. And so after that first station, then I got England, also got Maine, and just now got Alberta, Canada. And so that's pretty cool. You know, single sideband, nice, good echoes coming off 1296. And that is mainly the benefit because it is working. And we've got a nice, good system that's set up in the cone of the dish right there. And it is putting out 370 watts, apparently, which is, again, with the 40 decibel gain, you know, close to 10 million effective isotropic radiated power. And so great signals. We're getting mostly 5.8s and 5.9s and, you know, every now and then 5.5, you know. But with the snow from this morning, the cloud cover, and now... you know, the wind is picked up just a little bit, but it's starting to cool off again. And so, you know, it's we did what we could do. And I think right now we have a total of 56 or so Earth, Moon, Earth contacts for this contest so far. Again, they got a whole nother day of operating, but I think we're doing real good because there's been a lot of times when you haven't heard anybody. They're working CW right now, and so I think this is a good time for me to take my exit. It's going to be about 2.5 hours for me to drive home. So, you know, I'll go now and then wash some clothes and get ready to fly out to Montana. I'm going to try to use that Bluetooth programmer again. So we'll see what happens when I land in Billings, Montana. So until then, this is Ham Solo K0FYR 73.